At a young age, he faced the unimaginable, losing both parents. Alone, broken, and uncertain about tomorrow.
I lost my mom when I was in class. I was going to class 6, early class 6.
Oh.
Yes.
Whilst most people would see this as a setback and a major hindrance, he never lost his drive to succeed and his sense of humor.
I heard that girls doesn't like nice guys.
This young man didn't just survive, he turned his pain into power. Meet Justice Opoku, a university student, even after losing his parents at a very tender age, climbed the success ladder to write one of the best books ever written by an African, The Emancipated African. His book is not just about survival. It's about freedom, identity, and hope. Journey with us as we speak with this young man, dive deeper into his mindset-shifting book.
Welcome back once again to the Rank Show, and today I have here with me with this gentleman here, and he's not just any gentleman. He has actually achieved a lot. Whilst we were in SHS battling with physics, chemistry, elective biology, he was part of the National Science and Maths team, and he contested for his school. Can you imagine? So back from there to the university, he was actually doing well. He's actually doing well at the moment, and what he's achieving and what he's doing is marvelous. And we thought it wise to bring him to this show because he serves as a motivation to even myself and to the prominent people watching us today. So he has actually done a lot. He contested for the National Union of Ghana Students, which takes boldness, because if you're not having that courage, you can't contest. And going the extra mile to write a book, can you imagine? So today we are blessed, and I don't really want to bombard you. The original boss is here, so I'll allow him to say a little bit about himself so that we just dive into the whole conversation. So you are welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ransford. I really appreciate the fact that you've invited me to your show. And then I must say that equally, I'm also motivated by the work that you do.
Okay.
I'm equally inspired. You are doing very well, and I would like to commend you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking about myself, I think I'm a normal guy.
You're not just normal.
I can hear you, praising, throwing all these phrases at me, and it's fine, right? Is that I believe that as a man, you have to leave indelible footprints in the sands of time.
Oh.
And so whatever thing that you have in you, just as Dr. Miles Monroe said, you have to pour it out. Leave the world empty before you visit the ancestors or whatever. Leave the world empty. So whatever thing I do, I think gravitates towards that goal, that vision. So I think I'm a normal guy, calm. Yes, certainly. If you want to know more, you can ask me and I'll tell you. But then, normal guy who wants to make a difference, I think that would do.
Okay. That means you have many crushes.
Many crushes, as in
the girls are crushing on you.
I heard that girls doesn't like nice guys.
Guys, is it true? You can say in the comment section. Is that girls doesn't like nice guys? Yeah, I doubt too, because
well, I wouldn't want us to stay away from the book.
Okay, it makes sense.
It's in a way it works because the ladies, I'm not trying to apply feminist and hermeneutics to whatever thing you're saying, right? But most ladies, they want to experience the unexpected. So if they can predict you, if they can say, for this guy, this is what he's going to do next. This is next line of action. Then certainly the propensity that they're going to fall in love with you or have that connection will reduce, right? Sometimes they need that, masculinity shrouded in that unexpected, whatever thing that you want to do. You get it? So but I don't want us to sway from the
point. I get it.
I think that would be a topic.
Ladies, they are very difficult to understand. So coming from me,
I'm not actually. I haven't been able to. I wouldn't say been able, but then I've decided to shy away from those things for now. There are some things I want to achieve, and when I'm done doing that, right? In as much as we can incorporate these things into it, we have to be cross-sectorial in life. Your relationships and all that, education, academics, everything. You should be cross-sectorial, right? You shouldn't box yourself to one aspect of life. Yes. Even with this idea, I am making sure that I do certain things before I venture into that, right? Because mind you, one of my brothers, I would say my senior brother, he told me that don't propose to a lady and then think that you expect the lady to cater for herself. That's what. There might be many. It's debatable, right? It's debatable, but then that's the fact. God created them for them to be catered for, to be catered to, right? So if you can't cater for them, don't even try to. You see, you get it. So you have to make sure that you have certain things before you try. But you should be careful with that as well, because some people might harbor this idea and it will prevent them from engaging in this. You get it. Nothing. I always say that nothing is entirely true. There are always exceptions to many things. You get it. So I think I haven't started eating. I don't have a girlfriend. No lady can boldly say justice.
It makes sense. But you see, bringing the ladies whole thing into the whole picture. You see, this book, I got to see one lady called me. You see this book. I actually have a copy of this book, and one lady called me on phone, and she said one prominent guy, the way the lady was saying it on phone and things. So you are saying you don't like it. Well, ladies are recommending you. So I have to give you a call and invite you to the show, because this book that we have here, I think, is one of the books that every African, every Ghanaian, like even if you are in Togo, you have to read this book. And today we have to really dive into this book. So what really inspired you to write this book that we have here?
So growing up, I saw a lot of, for lack of better words, ignorance flying through the system, right? And you see the paradox where Africa is the most resourceful, right? Is the wealthiest in resources, but in practicality, in reality, it is the poorest. We have all the resources that we should be able to, let's say, lean on to be prosperous as a continent. But then you see that we are not doing that. We are not flourishing. So I asked myself, what could be the cause? What could be the hindrance? What is unleashing this conundrum upon us? So I researched, I spoke to people, and I realized that the linchpin of this devastation is from our mindset.
Our mindset.
Our mindset is the problem. Contrary to popular beliefs, the problem of Africans and the African continent is not leadership. Leadership is not the sole cause of our problem as a continent.
So when people say corruption, you don't really believe that our leaders, because of their corruption, that's why the country or the continent is doing this.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
20 years ago, we complained that our leaders are corrupt, our leaders are not helping. That's why Africa and the African people, most people are in devastation, are facing poverty and all that. That was 20 years ago.
Okay.
Today, we are still experiencing those circumstances. Why? The leaders that we were complaining about are no more in office. They are no more in their offices. They are out of service. We have new crop of leaders, but we are still complaining about the same problem. So what then do you think is the cause? So it tells you that there is a primary cause. We haven't tackled the root cause of all these problems. And that is what this book seeks to, unravel.
So you mean that when we read this book, it means that we're going to change our mindset?
Your mindset is going to change because you're going to identify the primary roots of our problems, and then how it will help you to identify how and why you think the way you think.
Okay, but you see, we have many people talking about this whole mindset and people doing this advocacy. But what makes this whole thing unique as compared to the things that other people are doing? Because we've had the times of people. There are some people who are always having channels preaching about our mindset, changing our mindset, many podcasts going on. So what makes this whole book different from what you've heard already?
So first of all, I grew up in a in an African setting, right?
Okay.
Yes, and then you see that most of the books we read about mindset and all that, I'm talking about John C. Maxwell's, a lot of them, they are living in a different setting altogether. Come to think of it, the name Africa wasn't even given to the continent by the African people.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You get it. So I sat down and I was like, no, I've grew up in Africa, and then I've seen how the people live. I've lived with the people.
Okay.
I am one of the people. I am an African, a proud one like that. So I've seen the problems. So the solutions I'm giving to the problems are practical and African oriented. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's different from, let's say, a very intelligent author sitting somewhere across the borders, the shores of Africa, trying to give us the solution to our problems. So this is African solutions to African problems. You get it?
Yeah.
That is the first one. Secondly, since I've experienced the misconceptions from many people myself, you see, you can feel it when you're reading the book. You can relate better to it, because I'm talking about Kakai. You see, I'm using Kakai as an example. Let's say an European or any doesn't understand, but then if you're in Ghana and you say Kakai, it gives you that familiarity, the sense of familiarity. You get it? Yes. So that is basically one of the things that separates the Emancipated African from other books.
Yeah, you see, from what you are saying, that you actually become part of the book. See, it got to a time that I stopped reading, because some of the books, as you were saying, you can't really relate with what you are reading. But looking at what you are saying, even my own experience, I think this book is something that you can relate to.
Yes.
And looking at the terms that you are talking about, is something that you can really relate to. But do you think Africans, we are free? Do you think Africans, we are free?
I asked this question in the book. Africans are not free. When we talk about free, what's your definition of free? If you're talking about the fact that you can, let's say, move around, let's say, locomote, catapult yourself to every location you want to go, if that's what you're describing or define as freedom, then yes. But then to be liberated, completely liberated, mentally, let's say, spiritually, historically, all the needs. That is true freedom. People, we are living an illusion of freedom, right? When we think we are free, but we are not free. Right now, we believe in white supremacy. Most Africans believe that their skin is not even the best. The best.
They bleach their skin.
They are bleaching their skins because they don't take pride in their skin, forgetting that their skin color is an adaptation to the environment in which they find themselves in. Right? We have eumelanin and pheomelanin. So God gave us, the creator of you and me, gave us melanin as an adaptive, protective, tool to prevent the let's say the effect,
radiation,
the sharing effect of the sun and all that, because we are living in a sun-saturated zone. And then there is a kicker. Actually, people with lighter skins are let's say prone to developing skin cancers and all that. So our skin color is actually a gift. It's something we should be proud of. We should be proud of these things.
I think people don't really understand this part, because most of the leagues, especially the leagues, they want to change their system. And even now, with the presence of social media, people are really influenced by what they see on phones and their laptops, and they turn on doing something that you can see that they are really deviating from our true nature.
So if you read the book, you get to identify your purpose in life. It talks about purpose, right? That's and it asks the questions: what drives your life? What drives your life?
What drives your life?
What drives your life? So some people's lives have been driven by anger. Some people their lives have been driven by the need for approval, right? The need for approval. They are taking every decision to seek the validation, external validation from people, from parents, from teachers, from friends, right? So we are talking about social media, and then the fact is they are bleaching. Most of these ladies are bleaching so that they can get validation from other people, men, their friends and all that, so that they can fit in the society, which is wrong. If you live your life to impress others, you end up being depressed.
So have we lost our true identity? Because
Certainly,
looking at what
Africans we've lost our true identity. We've lost our true identity. We lost our true identity. And then the good news is that it is not too late to recoup, to recover our identity, right? There is something that is inherent, just that right now it is crying for expression. So we can actually revive it, we can take it back. And then,
Okay.
yes.
So looking at this book, you see the book that you're having here, looking at there, it's quite lengthy, and the amount here, you see that it's something that if you are really going to pay attention to, is going to really help you a lot. So which of the chapters that when you're writing really found that it was really touching and it was difficult to write?
So touching, I can give you difficult. So personally, what motivates me, it's internal.
Internal.
It's internal. There is this yearning. There is this passion. I remember when I was writing the book, there were times that, for this, my roommates could attest to that. In the night, I couldn't sleep.
It was all over your mind.
It was, so I cannot concentrate on any other thing because it's coming, it's flowing, right?
Yeah,
it's flowing like a river.
So it was like from within.
Just from within. Just as Matthew and the authors of the Bible said that they got inspiration from God. I could see, I could sense that it's flowing. So I cannot sleep. I could sit down from, let's say, 7 p.m. and then by the time I want to hit the bed, it will be like around, let's say, 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yes. And then I wouldn't feel sleepy. I would just be writing. And sometimes when I'm very tired, you see, when you are tired, your cortisol level rises. Stress, right? I'll just walk around, and by the time I walk, let's say, just 3 steps and then return, new ideas will start popping up, right? So I had to dedicate some time to write everything, to jot everything that I want to talk about in the book. I did that, and then I tried to, add more flesh to it.
Did it really affect your life, like a normal life?
No, but you see, most writers, what they do is that they get a time, let's say they find a period that they are comfortable with. They go to, let's say, even a hotel or a guest house, and then they write. So it'd be like someone has booked the room for 3 months, and the person is writing the book. You get it. So by the time, so to prevent distractions and all that. So by the time the person comes out, the person is done. The writer is done writing the book. Yes, but then you see, actually, I wrote it for like, I used 3 months.
3 months to write the book.
To write the first draft. So that was just a draft, right? And I handed it to someone to type it for me, and then he lost it, right? So
he lost the whole book.
Yes, and then it was my first time writing the book. The backup, I started typing it myself, so I had the content and everything, the table of content, I had everything done.
But your first book, you lost the book.
The first
lost book. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to start again.
Wow.
Yes, but then that part wasn't difficult, and that's where I realized that this is because I realized that what I was writing, the sentence that I used in the previous drafts, it was still reoccurring. It was just coming. It was just flowing.
Okay.
You see, like you don't struggle. You don't struggle to put these things together. No, you get it. And that's one thing that I appreciate God. I thank God for.
Oh, I think your journey is okay, but we see some people. You are talking about passion, and you're also talking about emancipated African, and we have Africans. You changing the mindset. They want to do something, but they are really struggling to even start something. Writing a book is a whole lot of stress. Jenny, look at, you don't even sleepless nights. And now coming to your book and how we can learn something from this book to inspire the people watching us. Do you think that if someone wants to do something, what should the person actually, should there be an inner drive as you are saying, or the person should go do something that will give that inner drive? Or you are saying something is coming from within.
Okay, so I believe that everyone should know his or her purpose. If you identify your purpose, it will help you to make decisions.
That purpose is in this book, right?
If you want to identify your purpose, you read this book, you'll be able to identify your purpose. Thankfully, I identified mine very early in life. And the fact that I'm talking about inner motivation, the internal motivation that I talked about, is because, let's say, I had support growing up, right? But I didn't receive it as much as compared to most people, right? I lost my mom when I was in class, when I was going to class 6, early class 6.
Oh.
Yes, that's that why.
See, now he's laughing though.
No.
It's a tragic moment though.
It's a
You lost,
tragic-
you
no,
lost
but
your
then-
mom.
yes.
Class 6.
Yes.
Oh, that was too. You were still young.
I was very young, so I had to live with my dad from that period.
Okay.
See, up to this, and then I think in third year, second semester, I lost my dad as well.
So you are an orphan.
Yes, but not the kind that you might know.
Wow. It's really an inspiration. An orphan.
I'm a special one.
Okay,
I'm a special one. And then,
yeah.
thankfully, I have my brothers helping me.
Okay, so you're not the eldest.
No, I have my brothers. I actually have I have siblings, right?
Okay.
My sister, I have brothers. My yes, they're helping me.
Okay,
My family
okay.
members are helping me as well, right? Yes, but then, irrespective of that, I would say that the onus lies on me. The major part of the work depends on you, because you cannot be calling your brothers or let's say your sister every day, every time. You get it?
Yeah.
So there are some things that you have to do yourself, and then in an attempt to do that,
Okay.
you get to understand that you are responsible for your life, right? So you find ways and means to survive. That is, if you want to be ordinary. That is why you reach into the survival mode. You zoom into the survival mode. But then if you want to be extraordinary, you go beyond just surviving, just thriving, and making impact, right? So I'm not waiting for any person outside me.
Yeah.
If that is
I get
the correct
it. I
expression,
get it.
to give me that encouragement, because there is a place, there is a height I want to reach, and before you can reach that height, these things are just let's say that's if I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but then the main thing is to make an impact, right?
Okay.
Is to make an impact, so that by the time I leave the world, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Recently we lost 2 cabinet ministers. You see,
And you are so resting in peace. Yeah.
you see, it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You see, it takes discipline. Discipline, they say, is a bridge between goals and accomplishment.
Yes.
It takes discipline to reach that height, and then for all you know, you're gone. So I think this is one of the things that I think I don't have to be 65 years old before I can proud.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So
I think you've mentioned purpose, that we are going to get purpose from this book. Can you also mention maybe 2 other things that we can get? Because I know from here, everyone, if you are watching this video, go and get a copy. He's going to tell you where you are going to get these copies, okay? But he's going to just share with us some small things, not everything, just some few things. So you have to get a copy. So can you share with us any other 2 things that you think we can get from this book?
First of all, we are going to break free from inherited beliefs, erroneous inherited beliefs. Right?
Okay.
We believe that most Ghanaians, most Africans believe that their definition of success is go to school, graduate, probably with first class, second class upper, marry, give birth, right? Take care of your children, get, let's say, a 2-bedroom apartment. That's enough. You are saying, you see all those
that's what.
But then it limits, that notion is erroneous, because it limits innovation. Life is not an all fit shoe. It's not something that all of us, there is no strict pathway for everyone.
There's no straight pathway for everyone. For life, okay.
That this is the pathway to success, that everyone must follow this pathway.
Okay.
So in order to be successful, you should be ready to forge your own pathway to success, provided it's legal.
Okay.
And it doesn't harm, or let's say cause any distraction to any people.
Sure.
You get it. You have to. You should be willing, because not everyone. And there is one other notion that it's either medicine, engineering, law, right? Agriculture is relegated to the background, because we think that those people who are into agriculture are people who are down-rated. People in agriculture are people who are not smart enough.
Yeah.
But then the economy of every developed country, most developed countries, hinges on agriculture. Because you eat certainly, and right now, because of the events with the way technology is going,
and it's really advancing.
Technology is advancing, so you don't have to actually pick. You don't have to pick a cutlass, go to the farm to eat before you can. You see, you can do innovative ways. And then there's one thing about the book. I added real life stories, how people were able to do it. So I debunked the mindset. So I've mentioned 2 of the inherited beliefs. Right?
Yeah.
And I've debunked it. Then I give you a supporting real life story, how they were able to do it, so that you can also learn something from it and forge your own way to success. You get it?
I think we have our next Martin Luther King. So if you just watch out, I think what you are saying is very, very true. And so should we expect other book, or for now?
Certainly, there are other books that I'm working on. Currently, I'm working on another book as well. Two books currently.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to launch all three, God willing, next year. Right. Let me use this opportunity to let's say extend my appreciation to Professor Samuel Dejemfi. He's the head of the department for the political and historical history department here in university.
Okay.
I actually presented the book to him, and then he looked at it, and the kind of things he told me, it made me feel like
you're on top of the world.
like I'm some superhuman.
Wow.
Like it was very good, very revision, and then I thank him for that. And you see, when you get such statements and then remarks from people like him, actually it helps, right? Even though you're not seeking external validation, but then it gives you that confidence that you're on the right path, you're doing something. You get it, and that's something.
So do you have mentioning your the professor's name? Do you have any role models that you look up to? Yeah.
Actually, my role model is dead.
Your role model is dead.
He's a dead man, but then I always I'm feasting on his teachings, his sermons. Dr. Miles Monroe. Yes, he's my role model. Right, Dr. Miles Monroe is my role model. I think that he's different. His knowledge, the way he tackles issues is different, and I resonate with him very well as compared to some others. Right.
Yeah.
So I think Dr. Miles Monroe worked for me, and then unfortunately he died in a plane crash as well.
But I think Dr. Morrow wasn't actually in the African scene. He was actually trying to decode what we already know. I've listened to Morrow several times, and you see that everything that. But when it comes to the African, like the African continent, who is your?
Certainly, I would say Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Do you know that when I was contesting for the new selections, they were calling me Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes, you really resemble him. You see the way you handled it, because I wasn't even born when Nkrumah was the president of the Republic of Ghana, but looking at the history that we've read about him and things, it's like he was someone who was actually willing to break the status quo, because going outside, coming back to fight for independence. So I think most of your thing resonate with him.
Yes, actually, I got inspiration from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah as well. Yeah, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I think I read his book Neocolonialism, and it forms part of my ideology.
Okay.
You get it as far as this book is concerned. And then Professor Patrice Lumumba.
Okay.
You see Martin Luther King as well.
Yeah.
And actually, I like movies where tell you to those things, colonialism, how we can break free.
Yeah.
You see, and all those things. And then I don't want to delve deeper into my personal life.
Yeah, I get it.
Don't go and ask me what kind of you like. Yes, but then I like very educative movies.
Okay.
Yes, very educative movies. Then those that gives you something to hold on and to work with. Yes. So Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a very good inspiration. I think he's an inspiration to every aspiring leader on the continent, right? Yeah, the way he handled things is it's just spectacular.
Okay.
Yes. So
okay, so I think the conversation is getting more and more interesting. I don't even want to end the show. I think I want to just sit and listen to him countless times, but we can't listen to him forever. Okay, yeah. But before we even come to the close of, I want to ask you one question. You see, now we have people from the university, and when they are done with school, they don't know what to do. They are really confused. Though the book will actually help us out, but I want you to, like, from within, since you always say that you get things from within and from your book's experience, if you can, like, say something to especially those the graduates, those who are in the status quo, finish school, get a job, but they are not getting jobs, and that mindset is most of them are depressed. They don't know what to do, and it's not only in Ghana, some African part of the country. So what is your advice for the youth coming up? What do you expect them to do? Should they venture into entrepreneurship? You mentioned agriculture. Do you have any advice that you have to give to the youth?
So what I would say is that be ready to be different. Dare to be different.
Okay.
Yes. Don't follow the masses. Right? Everyone is thinking about the fact that after graduation, it's NSS. But even during your NSS, you can do something different, something that could fetch you money. You don't have to depend on the government. In the book, I talk about the fact that the government is not supposed to make you rich.
The government is supposed to make you
That
rich.
is not the duty of the government. The duty of the government is to provide for you a salubrious environment for you to prosper. Because day in, day out, interest rates, inflation. So it's like a chess game. They are manipulating the tools, the tickers, the markets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For the economy to run. So dependent on the government, you'll be rich today, tomorrow you'll be poor.
It's on and off, ups and downs.
You get it.
Yeah.
There is no economy in this world that is perfect.
Yeah.
So if you depend on the government, you are never going to be rich. So that one aside. Come back to answering your question. So be ready to be different. And then create value. Solve a problem. Right. So in the book I talk about it. You want money. You get money. Money is actually a representation of the ideas you have. Right now, I've written a book. It's an ideology.
Yeah.
It's my idea.
Yeah.
You buy the book. Certainly, you're not buying it for free. You're giving me something. There is something on top that I'm going to. So whatever profit that I'm receiving is coming into my pocket. So I've added value, and from that value, I'm getting something out of it. Maybe in your community, the transport system is very bad.
Okay.
Right? Maybe in your community, there is no barbering shop.
Yeah.
You walk miles before you can locate a barbering shop and all that. Collaborate with people. Set up a barbering shop, and that way you wouldn't force yourself to make money giddy because you're solving a problem. It's something that people need. They need it. So you don't have to even though promotion and publicity is very important. You don't have to blazon it too much because they need it. They will come for it. When I'm walking around the corridors of Kumasi, maybe in the evening around 4 and something like that, you see that people will be in line, queues. This is a business opportunity. When I see that, I'm like, wow, this is money.
So when people are in queues, you see money.
You see, this reminds me of a story, right?
Okay.
I was walking with a friend, and then we got to a place. The place was full of people. They were waiting for a car, right?
Okay.
And then I asked him, "What do you see?" And he was like, "Are you talking about that girl?"
He was actually seeing a girl.
Yes.
Wow.
He was actually seeing a girl. I was like, "You do remember the principal in ICT? I think in basic school. There's this principal.
JHS. Yeah.
What you see is what you get."
Yes.
So I told him, "What you see is what you get." You are seeing a very beautiful lady, and as a guy, for most guys, your next line of action is approaching her, taking contact with them,
That's it.
waste money, something like that. Waste money on her.
Waste money on her. The ladies is waste money.
You see, in the book, I talked about the fact that women are African women in particular are very precious. That if we are to we cannot objectify them, right?
Okay.
That if we are to cater to a lady because of how beautiful she is, they need more than mansions like skyscrapers fraught with money.
They have to be pumped.
Like more than that.
Hey.
Because the beauty, it's
African beauty,
yes,
black beauty.
it's very
okay.
it's insolatus, right?
Yeah.
It's insolatus. It's not usual. Yes, but then that is not the main way. The thing is, what you see is what you get. So if you see something and what comes to mind, it's not anything that is going to bring you any benefits.
Okay.
It questions your perspective. It questions how you see things. It questions your resolve, how you approach matters. And I don't know if have you heard about the compound effect?
Yeah, compound effect.
All things come together to make you you. So you're walking around, someone is seeing opportunities, while you are seeing ladies with big Bluetooth Maximus.
That's also part of life.
They are part of life. That's why I said like you should be cross-sectorial. But then,
Okay.
you see, so you should try to see things from different ways. So I told him, I was like, big man, I'm seeing opportunity here. I'm seeing ways to make money here. That is true. It is within the frame, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But this is what I'm seeing. I was like, Justice, you move. I was like, don't go there. You see, you get to the little
Yeah.
Don't even go there, right? Yes. So it's what you see is what you get. What you see, it's not entirely true, but what you see, what you work on, you see something like that, and then you try to devise it. Everything's an opportunity. When COVID came, people were making out of COVID.
Okay.
That was mayhem.
Yeah.
That was mayhem. But the people were making something. It was during that period that some artists came up more vividly.
Yeah.
You get it. That is where we got to know some people.
TikTokers,
that is where they erupted like a volcano.
Yeah.
So even in adversity, you can come up with something.
Okay. We've been talking about that. You see, now people are based on that fact that you don't even need school to come out because there are some technology, and most of the rich people that we see around, they didn't even complete school. Most of them, they were school dropout, like Elon Musk. What's your take on that?
So in the book, I talked about it.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
Oh, okay.
It is a fallacy. It is not true. You need education to succeed. When people say you don't need school to succeed, what they are talking about, they are inadvertently referring to education. Forgetting that we have types of education. We have formal education, we have informal education. Some people even try to add Montessori, there are other forms of education as well. Yeah. You get it. You have to know the differences between the types of education.
Okay.
When people talk about you can drop out of school and so succeed, it is true. But let's ask ourselves, do you think Elon Musk would be able to develop all these things, the inventions he's bringing out, if he didn't go to school? Elon Musk actually has 2 degrees.
Yes,
from the University of Pennsylvania.
Well, those are physics students.
From physics and economics.
Yeah.
2 degrees. What he dropped out this week, it was, I think, PhD.
Yeah.
That he didn't. He was like, no, it's not necessary. Because you cannot tell me that you are bringing all these inventions and you are not educated.
So you are disputing to the fact that it's not true.
It is. You need education. Even though you don't need school, you need education. Aliko Dangote, he has a degree. He had a degree in business administration. Aliko Dangote.
He was a businessman before he actually.
He has education. You see, when people talk about that, you see, you don't have to sit in closed walls. Good.
Okay.
Let's say trying to learn according to a straight curriculum. That's people's idea about education.
Okay.
But you have to invest in knowledge. Knowledge is power. Without knowledge, you cannot execute anything. You see, right now we are talking, you have knowledge about how to organize a podcast, how to situate the camera, this position and all that, when to ask a question, when to relax to hear from that's knowledge.
Yeah.
You've watched maybe YouTube videos, that's education, but a different type of education.
Okay.
You get it.
I get it.
So you need education. You don't need school, but you need education.
You don't need school as the structures.
The structures.
Okay.
Curriculum where teachers will stand in front of you to teach you. But you need education. That you cannot go away with it. There are a plethora of examples that I can give, apart from Elon Musk, apart from Aliko Dangote. And there are some people, so you talk about, some people can talk about Lil right now, it's a successful, let's say, artist, right? And you can say that to uncle school, it's true. He didn't go to school, but then education.
He was educated.
Okay. So if you are learning under someone, that's a different form of education.
So can your environment to be an education? Or maybe Elon Musk, Lewin, because of where he found himself, that's why he was able to reach that level.
So in the book, I talk about the fact that the environment will shape your mindset to shape your
in this same book. Oh my God!
So I talked about neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to rewire itself. That's neuroplasticity, and it hinges the linchpin is on the environment. Environment, it counts. You cannot take environment out of the equation, right? So all these things, you have to read the book. The book, everyone should get it because it's going to help you, and sometimes, well, I think that's all that I can say. You need education. As for education, you need it. You must have it. They said that Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of school, but then he dropped out to build Facebook. You said Jeff Bezos, but he built something. So you dropping out, what are you building?
Okay, that's true. Yeah, so you dropped to build. Yes.
Elon Musk dropped out to focus on something.
Yes.
So if you say you are dropping out, so you don't just drop out, sit idle, and hope that manna will fall from heaven. It doesn't work that way, my brother.
It doesn't work that way. Very true.
It doesn't work that way. Life is governed by principles. We have the principle of cause and effect. You don't wake up from that dream, wishful thinking, and put yourself to task. Learn something new, and that you don't have to be in school. That's why you cannot blame your parents if you are not successful in life. You cannot say that your parents didn't send you to school, that's why you're a failure. Because you can actually educate. Right now with the advent of YouTube, people like
AI and internet is making the work easier.
I am challenging you that if you should go to the various universities right now and ask them what they learned from their lectures and all that, it's going to be difficult. Most of them are going to tell you the honest, the bitter truth that they understand most of the courses they teach them in classroom from YouTube. They use YouTube videos.
When I was in university, I used some of the YouTube.
The school is taking fees, but most of the tutorials, the lectures, I mean, they take it from YouTube. You get it? The student, that's where they fixed. So there is no excuse. You cannot have. So it's either you have results or excuses. You cannot have both. If you read the book, you get to identify these things, right? You get to know what drives your life. You find your purpose, and you'll be liberated from many misconceptions. It has 32 misconceptions. 32 misconceptions, and actually started from neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to rewire itself. So I take you through the neuroscience. So I teach you something small about the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the amygdala, which issues fear, the fear button, right? And so that you get to appreciate, something small about the brain. You have to understand how the brain works before you can be able to change your mindset and all that, right? So you get to understand it, and then I bring you to how mindsets are formed, and then how the role of memory in mindset formation. And I give you the story of two brothers. They are twins actually, Akuli and Akla.
In the book.
Akuli and Akla. They came from they arose from the same circumstances in life. They both lost their parents at a very tender age, but one ended up being successful, and the other one, read the book, you get to know what happened to him. You get to
go and read it.
You get to know what happened to Akuli.
Wow, Akuli and Akula.
Is it that's Ghanaian?
Akuli and Akula.
That's Ghanaian.
The name is even interesting.
It's interesting.
I think this book, we should not go and get a copy. Go and get a copy of it.
Yes. So I talk about that, and then I talk about the erroneous notions, and I give you a brief history of Africa, so that Marcus Garvey says something that you wouldn't know where you are going until you know where you're coming from. Yes. So I give you a little bit history about Africa, so that you know that you're not a sub-bar entity. You're actually the progenitor of success. You are the mother of the world, right? Yes, you carry something supernatural, and so you shouldn't think of it, because honestly, we think that everything white is better or perfect, which is not true, right? Sometimes I don't know what to call it, whether I should call it ignorance or not. People believe that the items from the thrift store is much better than the one in the boutique or in the
yes, that's the ideology.
You see, a beche, Bruni where would a beche, you see, and Papa Crass in the old store.
Our mindset.
See, so someone's waste. Is
something that people
for, which shouldn't be the case. But these are signals. These are minor signals telling us that we are not free, and that we should be able to liberate ourselves. Right. Yes.
Okay. So before we even end this whole conversation, how can we get a copy of this book so that those watching too can?
Well, if you want to get a copy of this book, you can contact me. I'm sure we will leave that.
Okay.
Yes.
But still, you can give the number to them.
05300555037.
Okay.
You can text me on WhatsApp, or you can even give me a call. I'll make sure that you have one. And then if you are, let's say, a bookshop or something, and you want to get copies of the book, you contact us. Contact us, and then we will do justice to it and send you some. And then also you can go to Amazon. The ebook version has been published on Amazon. You say the Emancipated African. You say the Emancipated African, and then it will come. Just grab your copy, and then that's it. It's a very nice book, actually.
Yeah, it's a very nice book.
That's what I'm saying. And
I can testify. It's a very nice book.
It's sometimes I sit back, I open it, and then I thank God for such blessings.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So, guys, I think we have to bring this whole conversation to an end. And once you are done watching this video, please go and get a copy of this book. And even if you are fortunate, if you are not around the vicinity, or you are not in Ghana, or you are outside the country, Ghana, maybe you are in US, you are in China, you can get a copy of this book through Amazon. Okay, so thank you very much once again, Justice. Our next Martin Luther King. I think you've been a blessing to us, and those watching too, I'm sure you are really blessed. Yes, so share this video, make sure that people get to hear about it, and recommend this book to your colleagues and your friends as well, because together we have to change our mindset. I personally have to change my mindset. For him, he's quite fortunate, he has changes. We are also trying our best to change our mindset, and together we can make Africa better. And the Africa that we want to see is actually what you're going to see, and we'll be free from all these bondage and be liberated. So thank you once again. Keep subscribing, sharing this video, keep liking, and together we are going to bring you the best and nothing else.